Hello everybody, John here, and I just wanted to kind of get back and show what has happened here. This was my beehive who was really building up a few weeks ago, and I kind of got, actually it's been about 8 days ago, and I was afraid that they was going to swarm on me when I wasn't around. So what I did, I seen some queen cups and it looked like they had started maybe a queen cell. So I decided, I found the queen actually, so I thought the best thing that I could do in case they would try to swarm on me when I wasn't home and lose half of these bees, I was wanting to fill my new, my other hive up because I cleaned it out and moved them into this one. So now the bees are here, and a week ago, actually it was 8 days ago, I split them and I put a few frames of brood and the queen over here in the A hive. This is the C hive. It gets confusing naming these hives A, B, and C, but I put her over there and I put in some pollen. I put in a little bit of honey, a few bars of honey, and she's over there. Hopefully I'm going to check her next and make sure she's still doing okay. The bees haven't been nearly as active over there as they are in this hive. Currently they're filling, the worker bees are filling up the bars with nectar and pollen because there is no queen in here, and there is still a little bit of brood left. But what I'm going to do, here's a full bar of honey that they've got going, and it's pretty heavy. They haven't got it all the way worked out yet, but what I want to show you is I've got a few empty bars in here also, and they started making some new comb. 2 weeks ago, or I think or more, I put in some new bars for them in this, and I didn't know if they would make wax in the middle of March. But there are some bars down here that they actually did go ahead and build out some new, brand new comb, and in it they put some drone brood, and they put in some honey in there. Let me see, I'll try to get one of those out here and show it to you. This is another bar that just has honey on it, and they're starting to hang there and build comb on this second one. There's two, I'm holding 2 bars at once. Here again is another bar. This is fairly new comb here. You can see it's quite a bit lighter in color. I did notice that this year, maybe it was because it was in the early, very early spring, that when they did start building comb, it was quite a bit more yellow. But they did go ahead and build a couple bars of comb. Let me get down here where they're still festooning there and building quite a few, trying to fill in these new bars here. But what I want to show you is, I don't know that there was actually eggs in the queen cups. I was really concerned about that, and I didn't know if they would end up making a queen because I was afraid that she might have not already laid in these queen cups, and the weather was not going to permit me to move them. But what I do have here is there's a couple, right here's a queen cell. I'm going to try to show it to you. And if I looked in it, and you can actually see there's a larvae in there. So you probably can't see it like I can, but there's actually a larvae in there, and it's looking like they might be getting ready to cap it. So that would be about right if they put an egg in there in 8 days, they cap it. just got stung on my finger, and that hurt. Get that stinger out of there. If I do get stung, I like to put a little smoke on my gloves and on around me to get rid of that smell, so they can't maybe come and get me again with another one. One other one I'd like to show you here if I can. Now on this particular one, there is an actual queen cell and it's capped. If you'll look right here, they do have this one that they built out and it's capped, so there is a queen in there. Sometimes there's concern about what quality of queens they can build if the queen doesn't lay it in a cup, and the workers have to get it going with an egg. But I'm hoping she'll still be a good queen, but there is one queen cell right there, and it is capped. So I do know that there is at least 2, if not 3 queen cells in here, and it's been 8 days, so they should be hatching out in another 8. It takes 16 days for the queen to hatch out of her cell, and the bees she'll be a virgin queen ready to go out on her mating flight. So I'm very happy that they did go ahead and was able to make a queen. If I did not see some queen cells in here capped, I would have got into my other hive there where there is a queen laying. I would have put one frame of brood in here of fresh eggs, and that way they could have made a queen out of her. But it does look like they've got 2 of them going, 2 to 3 for sure. So I'll just have to watch that and make sure they go ahead and she makes it out and gets this hive queen right again. As you can tell here, without a queen, they're kind of agitated. My bees have really not been this bad in a while, but they do not have a queen, and it does make them quite a bit fussy, or even though they're bringing in a bunch of pollen and nectar, they're quite a bit more active, and they're out flying around quite a bit more than they usually do, because I barely got the hive open and they're buzzing me pretty good. So anyway, I wanted to show you that. Hopefully the C hive is going to be fine here. I'm just going to open it up a little bit more room so that they have plenty of room to build some more comb. When the queen does get back, I want her to be able to have some combs to start laying eggs in, because by then this hive will start to be losing some of its numbers. So I thank you very much. I'll go check my other hive out and see how they're doing in where I moved the queen to, and see if they're growing any. And then I still have my beehive over there to see how they're doing in it. Hello everybody, John here, and this is my A hive. I made a split. I guess they would call it kind of like a walk-away split here 8 days ago. Moved the queen in here, moved a few things of brood, and she is here right now. If you can see her, she's right there. And this is a freshly built comb that was built in the last few weeks, and she's already laid some brood on there. The queen is still alive. There she is again. And I moved her over from the C hive next to me here, and I left the rest of the bees in there, and they've currently made some queen cells. So this hive, even though I split it, a walk-away split, she did not bring with her as many bees as a swarm would. So she's kind of a little bit on the downsides here of a colony that's swarmed. But there is quite a few bees in here. I've left enough supplies. So she should be making baby bees here, hopefully quite a few in the next few weeks, and build her numbers up. There again, she's right here just a working. That's the second time I found her. I'm amazed that I've been able to do that, but again, you can see there's not as many bees on here, so she was really easy to pick out. Anyway, I'm going to put her back in here. She is making quite a few drone at the moment for some reason. Get her back in here. Here's a comb of brood that she's laid, and they've capped it. Quite a few little larvae and pupae in there. So this is about this much, 2/3 or so filled with brood. Get them back in there. It's maybe close to 70 today, 68, 70. Sun's kind of peeking through the clouds. I don't want to chill them too much. Here's an empty bar I put in a week ago, and they've got just a tiny little bit of comb started on it. So even though there's not as much activity coming out of this hive as the one I took them from, there is quite a few baby bees being built up in here. So they're looking good. This side, both sides have brood on them. So I think what I'll do, my A hive has been put back in here. I think they're going to be doing okay. I don't have to worry about them, I hope. They should go ahead and build up and hopefully have a nice strong batch of beehive here in the future. I'll open it up as time goes on to give them more room to bring in some honey and get their stores built up. Whether this one will split again this year, I don't know. Last year they both split again in the spring, about July or so. It'll be interesting to see if this hive will build up enough to split, or if they'll just maintain this year and try to increase their numbers. So anyway, thank you for watching. I'll put this back together and we'll check in with you again soon. Thank you. Have a good day.